G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be doing the review between Geelong and Gold Coast, which was at GMHBA Stadium Saturday afternoon. And it was Geelong getting the chocolates by 24 points in the end. In what was quite an enthralling battle contest. That's probably a good way to describe it. It was a bit of an eyesore at times throughout the game, obviously being pretty sluggish conditions. However, the Cats came out on top, and looking on the, score chart there is in control for basically the whole game. I don't think Geelong were ever behind, and led for the whole match. So that was really pleasing, and it was a really professional performance yet again, and etches us into the top four. Taking Gold Coast spot whilst they still got a game in hand, having played 12 games. I think we've played 13 games now. So, off to a pretty good start. We hit the scoreboard early, missed a couple of chances as well, and probably didn't get full bang for buck with the, forward half time that we did have the ball in there. We had, a lot of time in forward half for the Cats early days. And, minimise the Suns' damage at stoppage where we could. They were still pretty good at centre bounce. They were coming out the front at times. And, I think we did everything in our power to minimise the effectiveness of that, even if they did come out. We had pressure more often than not. And that was the story of the day, really. The pressure was unbelievable. I think it was 204 thereabouts over the course of the whole match, which, look, some teams can get, into the 220s for a quarter, and then it drops to 150 or 170. But to maintain that over 4 quarters was quite remarkable, actually. Conditions definitely helped. The pressure a little bit. You got the ball's pretty tough to handle in those conditions and to execute as you normally would. But it was all fine. The Suns probably had their best stanza in the second term. We can say they kicked 3 goals, so they outscored us there and kept the margin pretty close within arm's reach. More off the back of a couple of interesting free kicks, a couple of poor turnovers from outside led to sort of some easier goals on the counter punch. So look, that you're not going to not concede 0 goals, so that happens, and it's all good. But that was mainly where Gold Coast looked good, and obviously around the clearance that they were quite damaging there when they had their moments. So, but all in all, we responded, and that was just what the doctor ordered. Tyson Stengel, we'll talk about him later on in the piece, but after half time, we kept it pretty consistent throughout the whole game. You can see here 4 goals in the first half, 5 in the second half. We kept the Suns to 2. After half time, after they kicked 3 in the opening half. But it was really stoked with the pressure. Our tackling was on display. It was causing lots of turnovers, lots of chaos. Front half turnover game was in pretty strong order. Defensive gridlock behind the ball was as strong as ever. We had the spare. Gold Coast also played the spare. And that had some interesting results and contributed to some of the lower scoring as well. With both teams having a number or 2 back in their back half when those times arised. So, really, really pleased with the 4-quarter performance. Even in the second term when the Suns were on top, we still managed 2 goals too. The Suns got a bit more on the scoreboard in that term. It's probably been, 1 quarter of the season where it's been a bit shaky, but I would rather, have a really good last quarter, be in front at 3-quarter time, and know that you're going to run the game out really well, which Geelong have done time and time again. I think they've 12-1 in last quarters. I think the only last quarter we lost was against Brisbane, so the reigning premier at their home deck as well. But really happy with the result and how we sort of tackled it. Just love how we just crack in each and every week. It doesn't matter where we are. We just always have a red hot crack at it. Pressure was unreal, as I said. We're able to finish off some of our good work. Although, credit to Gold Coast, I must say that they're definitely on the way to being a real deal. It would have been definitely a tough game conditions-wise, come down and get the chocolates. Subsequently, when we played Gold Coast up in Darwin last year with conditions more favourable to, say, Gold Coast, we got wiped off the floor. And then, you change the conditions around, you basically put them in reverse, and then it's more akin to what, Geelong like to do. And I did have concerns going into the game. I thought, well, this send and clearance game, that's their strength, and if they get on top in that area, if we don't minimise it to a 50-50 battle, then we're going to be in real strife. But kudos to, all lines of the field applying really good pressure, and we'll talk about, some of the forward line pressure. There was lots of tackles inside 50, which happens when you're going to, if it's a wet, slippery game, when you've got a lot of time in the front half as well. So that often leads to that result also. So, good to get the chocolates, good to get the win. We'll have a bit of a look at some of the stats. I'm sure as I look at some of these, I'll be picking up on other things that I was watching on at the game. And gee whiz, it was the conditions were, they were something. But disposal-wise, really, really good from our side of things. Almost plus 100 there. I think if I get my maths correct, it'll be plus 84 for the Cats with the ball. Inside 50 is relatively even. Cats just got the job done there. Plus 4. Disposal efficiency, relatively even. Stevens there. Efficiency inside 50, it's a bit of a lower average for Geelong than normal. They not normally average a bit more, but again, such was the game. Gold Coast usually pretty potent as well. But well down on their usual output. Very interesting. The free kicks were in favour of the Cats. I think it was might have been like 6-1 at one stage the Suns' way. So they find a way to even them up in the second half, as they do. But we won't talk too much about that. We won't talk too much about how Gold Coast got 2 or 3 easy goals from questionable free kicks. So that's all right. It's fine. I'm fine. Over the clearance battle, so 50 each. I think it was one of the all-time stoppage games. So 50 each, and Suns out in the middle were doubled us. So they were really good on that side of clearance game, and then around the ground clearance, Geelong plus 5. Really stoked with this number, plus 23 in contested ball, and something we haven't been as prominent over the course of 2025 is uncontested ball. So just to get the ball on the outside and get less pressured possessions was a feature throughout the game, and we were able to get outside of the contest, which is good to see. More turnovers to the Suns, which makes sense, giving the scoreboard. Plus 50 marks, quite a high marking game for the Cats, all considering it was pretty difficult marking conditions. Some chip around sideways as well, as you do. 10 marks inside 50, and the Gold Coast just managed the 4 throughout the afternoon. So we minimised, how much they could sort of leverage the air. Contested marks, Cats got the job done there. Time in front, really, really good. And you guys know I love this one. When you get more disposals and you tackle more, absolutely brilliant. Everyone's absolutely locked in and just having a red-hot crack. This number 2 might be a record for the Cats. 26-9 tackles inside 50 is unbelievable. Suns got more 1%ers and a little bit more run and carry, just a tiny bit. All right, let's go through the votes, which are very, very difficult when you play well. And I felt like most of the team played very, very well. So there'll be lots of celebrations here. Max Holmes has to get the 3 votes, and he does. So he got 2 behinds, 40 disposals, a career high for him, which is insane. 6 marks, 5 tackles, 10 clearances, almost 900 metres gained. It's just about the most perfect game that you could play. Almost could have made it perfect with a couple of goals, and I think one was touched on the line. So, it was phenomenal throughout the 4 quarters, and especially in that second half, he was just dashing and going absolutely crazy. So, it was just a brilliant game. Lincoln chain all day, runs hard, and getting better with his ball use. So he's been superb for us over the 2025 and 2024, of course. Loved his game. Another guy's game I loved was Tommy Atkins. He kicked a goal, had the 23 disposals, 4 marks, 7 tackles, 8 clearances, also had a goal assist next to his name. So 2 votes to Tommy Atkins. I thought, I felt like he had 35 disposals, to be honest. He was so good out there. He was tough inside the contest. As we know, every week he does that. Always just gives the team 120%. Really classy, really clean in the conditions. Able to hit the scoreboard as well. So absolutely loved his game. And the 1 vote to Tyson Stengel. Kicked 4 goals, 11 disposals, had the 3 marks, 5 tackles as well. He was everything up forward that we needed on a really tough day for conditions. It's really easy to kick 1 goal 3 or 0-4 in those conditions, but he didn't miss a beat, and just starting to get back into some of the better form that we know he can do. And I thought he was terrific for us, and just absolutely clinical goal kicking form. So it was superb. Really tough to give votes out because there were so many players that played well. Tom Stewart played his best game of the season, 23 disposals, 14 marks, a clearance. He easily could have got a vote. He was fantastic, and a nice, perfectly executed bump. We'll see what it looks like in terms of if you're liable for whiplash from unintended consequences. We'll see that. We'll see if they're liable for gravity as well. But I don't think there's a case to answer for, as he did not bump and hit the head. He bumped and hit the body. So we'll see. It shouldn't even be a talking point. But anyway, Graham was really good again. Kicked a goal, had the 26 touches, 5 marks as well, 3 tackles, got a clearance as well. Super clever as always, and that kick at half forward, the look away kick. He knew he had a man there, and he spotted up Manor. What a kick that was! He was wonderful yet again. Mark O'Connor, I reckon's in career best form. He had 21 disposals, 10 tackles. I was about to say 10 marks. 4 marks and also 7 clearances. Set up a goal as well. He's just everywhere. He's really clean and really tough and strong in the air. I've loved his season to date. Sean Manor had the 23 disposals, missed 1, had 6 marks, 5 tackles, 6 clearances. Just a hard work around the contest. Not his best game of all time, but definitely plays a pretty good role for us. And some weeks he'll bob up and kick 2 or 3. Other times it's other guys sort of standing up, which I'll sort of talk about shortly as we get to them. Blitz was very good, phenomenal. 20 disposals, 5 marks, 4 tackles, did a bit of work in the ruck, 13 hitouts, 5 clearances, set up a goal as well. Quite a high possession game for Blitz. He was tagging and winning the ball, playing ruck, defending down back, moving up forward, so he was everywhere. Really liked his contribution. And we know on the boundary line, he's dangerous. He knows how to spoil out of bounds, make those contests 50-50, or give out those knock-ons to help the team move forward, which doesn't necessarily get marked on the stat sheets. But he's a remarkable player for us. Jack Henry, fair bit of the ball there. He normally gets 9-10 touches, 18 disposals for him, 6 marks, 5 tackles, just does the job each and every week. I'm pretty sure he was on King. King ended up with 1 from a very dubious free kick. Taconi might have been on him a little bit as well. But Henry was very formidable yet again. I look close, probably one of the best games of the season I've seen. He loves it in South Australia. He plays some very good games of footy there. Kicked 1 goal, 1 for the afternoon. Had the 17 possessions, 5 marks, 5 tackles, almost 500 metres gain, goal assist as well, and had another shot on goal that didn't quite make the trip. So loved his game. He was his pressure acts were excellent. His chasing all day was just loved it. Ted Closey got involved, 15 touches for the game, 3 marks, 8 tackles, 4 clearances. Pretty solid output from Ted. I think he was tagging around at times, so did quite nicely for us, and hopefully he gets more opportunities. And with Bailey Smith out of the side for that game, he had a good go at it. Over to Lawson Humphries, kicked a goal thanks to Blitz's handball. 15 disposals, 6 marks, couple of tackles as well. Got a clearance. just, Mr. Reliable each and every week. We know how well he uses the ball. We know how good he is in one-on-ones. Cool, calm, composed customer. Over to Mitchie D. He had the 17 possessions, 7 marks as well. He played pretty well, all considering he had played just under half a game of footy after Shannon Neal was subbed off. But loving Mitchie's work this season, pinch hitting and having a good crack. Reece, again, was pretty solid. Pretty solid. 10 touches for him. Took a mark, a tackle, 4 clearances, 42 hitouts. He had a really, really good spoil in that, I think that third term that sort of stopped a goal, and then it ended up being a 50-50 ball or boundary throw-in when the Suns were going inside 50 at a pretty crucial time. So Reece did quite well, I felt. Over to Zach Guthrie, 16 touches, 4 marks, couple of tackles as well. We know how Mr. Reliable he is. He's absolute rock down back for us, does his job every week. Ollie Dempsey had the 14 disposals, kicked a goal, 4 tackles, took a mark as well, set up a goal. Was quiet in that first half. He got his game going in that second half. Was able to hit the scoreboard in a big way. Crucial goal for us to give us a bit more breathing room. Get out to sort of 3.5 goal lead. Dempsey played quite well for us. It's good to see Jack Martin play his first game for the Cats. He had the 12 touches for the game, 7 marks. He was really good with the ball, used it super well. He was everywhere. I thought he was going to play forward, but he was a little bit down back and playing on the wing, and he was kind of the everywhere man. So that was good to see him out there, playing and in good health. So he played just over half a game, managed his minutes, doesn't need to get 30 and kick 5, week 1, but no, he played well. Connor O'Sullivan, Sully took 7 marks with his 12 disposals. Really, really solid. Did quite well. I think only one minor mistake, from memory. But, just super down back for us. DK played quite well. Had the 13 touches, 6 marks. Defenders marking everything, which is great to see. And he did well for us. O'Sheen had the 8 disposals, 4 tackles as well. A couple of clearances. Clamped down on Rowell Miller at times. So that was good to see. And probably something you don't see too often. Some of the all-time greats down the bottom of the table here. We've got Jeremy Cameron with 1 behind, 6 kicks, 3 marks, 4 tackles, and he set up a goal, which was nice. But a very unusual, quiet game from Cameron. It's hard to be too critical there. He's kicked 18 goals in 3 weeks before that. So tough game. The key forwards weren't they weren't kicking big bags, today. Dangerfield had the 7 disposals, 3 tackles, took a mark as well, set up a goal, which was good to see. And again, Paddy really, really quiet up forward, as we saw. He's kind of like that centre half forward. Really, he was able to affect a few contests, but lower than his usual input. That's or output, I should say, has to be said. But again, it's 2 blokes that have got a license. They're not going to play 10 out of 10 games every week, and we would have liked to have had more contribution there. But I also said as a positive that you can win by 4 goals, be in front all day, and maybe 2 of your 3 best players hardly have an impact at all. And that's the beauty of it too. You look at this and go, gee, they had a really quiet game, but did that help Tyson Sewell kick 4? Did it help Close, have 3 shots on goal? And if I look at some other scorers, only really single goal kickers, but just what that allows, you take the 2 key best defenders with Cameron and Dangerfield. They get clamped in really tough conditions, but then opportunities open up, and that's the beauty of the Cats over the course of the season thus far. Shannon Neal, I think he went off with a foot injury or ankle injury, had the 3 handballs, 3 tackles, so he was good there, got a clearance from the quarter of footy that he did play. So, he's very quiet. But, again, it wasn't going to be a game where key forwards are having 20 touches and taking 10 marks. So, that's the beauty of it. So, that is a look at, from a player perspective. And we have a bit of a look on towards next week. And we have the Bombers. Saturday afternoon, 4:15 p.m. They absolutely love this time slot, the Cats. And from recent times, it's been relatively favourable from, I guess, being able to get the job done against the Bombers. I think that was it must have been in a pre-season game or something. Oh, yeah, I'm not too sure. Any which way, this is taking into account pre-season games. Okay, yeah, because they won earlier in the year when they just couldn't miss, and we just couldn't kick straight. Had 23 scoring shots. Bombers had 19. But anyway, pre-season's not going to matter here. Geelong won by 45 last year, so got out to a really good lead in that game. And that was also, wet, slippery conditions. Confident and bullish in what the Cats can do, and they should be going to the game confident that they can win. They played good footy at the MCG. They've been pretty consistent and in every game so far this season. Although, there's always an asterisk next to every game. If you don't come along prepared, if you don't buy in defensively, if you give the opposition a sniff, they can make you pay. It's all about the Cats just keeping on. The Bombers are playing some better footy. I suspect it'll be a bit of a struggle at times for both sides to score. Don't see it being a massive high-scoring game, especially if the conditions have been the way they are, which are quite gnarly lately in Victoria as the winter season settles in. But I think Geelong probably in that, let's go 3 to 6 goal sort of margin is where I've got that game sort of outlined and what I'm sort of thinking there. But again, we've seen North Melbourne draw with the reigning premiers, so there's just anything can happen on any given day if you don't show up for the full game. So anyway, that's all from me, folks. Hope you enjoyed the review. It was Geelong winning by 24 points, 9 wins, 4 losses, and that takes the Cats into the top 4 for the meantime. So really promising signs for the Cats, just hanging in there and giving themselves the best chance they can to charge on further in season 2025. So I hope you enjoyed the review, guys. If you did, give it a like, subscribe so you can keep up to date with how the Cats are going each and every week. Interested to hear your thoughts or nuggets on the game. See if you've got any wisdom for me. And interested to see what you guys reckon with how the game panned out and how you saw it if you went to the game. Beauty. Thanks heaps for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. Catch you on the next video.